Hello viewers, this is Carbengo and welcome again for a new episode of Let's Play Warship 2. Today's mission is Carnage on enemy shores. We are moving on to Greece and its beautiful islands. First, I must apologize, it took me so long to come up with a new episode. I had issues in my personal life preventing me to work on the LP the past weeks. But never mind all that, I should be able to get back on a normal 3-day schedule. So thank you guys for sticking with me. Now then, in the last episode we defeated Amagi's battleship fleet. Following this victory, Commander Garner informs us we are going to attack the Empire-held Greece. This is a most important step toward the liberation of the Mediterranean, and only a premise to our planned assault on the Suez Canal. Let's proceed to the war room. The area of operation includes Greek mainland, Crete and the Cyclades Islands. Our objective is to destroy every coastal installations, starting with the gun batteries. Most of them are concentrated over Crete and the Cyclades Islands in the east. We're off to demolish giant guns posted on Greek islands. This plan sounds familiar.
Carl Foreman's The Guns of Navarone.
Oh, I see. Beside the coastal defenses, our next target is an air base on the island of Crete, so we will definitely meet airplanes defending the sector. Finally, there is 4 harbors with garrison fleet attached to each of them. Wow, that's a handful of targets. We have to make sure our ship can wipe buildings as well as airplanes and warships. Perhaps even more than that. Alright then, I decided I would use my Fafnir, still bristling with guns. If you remember well, the last time I used her, she made quick work of all the buildings thanks to its well-stocked patch of IV gun turrets. I even had them upgraded from 57mm to 114mm for improved range and power. My ship is ready to go, so let's start the mission. We begin in the southwest corner. Here is our objective: destroy all land-based batteries. Cool. I'll release my planes right away. This time I carry B-58A Hustlers. These guys are bombers equipped with 1,500-pound bombs, and they should help me demolish distant land targets while being fast enough to evade enemy interceptors. Also, I've kept the S-12 Seekers armed for anti-sub warfare. It's not mentioned in the briefing, but there is half a dozen submarines lurking in the center, so I figured I'll have some of my planes take care of them.
Secondary objective added.
Meanwhile, we've received a new objective. We have now to sink 20 Empire ships. There is an enemy squadron dead ahead of us, sailing north, and a second one at 10 o'clock, sailing south. I'm gonna take care of the one in front first. I have to get close to make use of my banks of IV guns. Right, that's close enough, let's open fire. This squadron is 10 ships strong, with destroyers, cruisers and a battleship in the lead. All the other enemy squadrons around are identical to this one. Furthermore, depending on the story arc, you will meet either 3 or 4 squadrons in total. It depends on your adjutant, or in other terms, which story arc you are following. In fact, if you follow Braun or Werner's Pass, Amagi will show up once you have destroyed the last of the gun batteries. A battleship squadron will spawn off the northern coast of Crete, and your objective will be updated to sink Amagi's fleet. In our case, following Tsukuba's pass, we already kicked Amagi's ass in the last mission, so it's unlikely he would show his face soon again. Each story arc offers many alternative missions, including some boss battle. Sadly, you must finish the game at least 3 times with different adjutants to see all of them. One squadron down. I'm not gonna waste my time picking up the crates myself. Instead, I'll launch my 1 UE transport chopper. While it cleans up behind me, I'll be heading to the next enemy squadron. If like me you have a transport helicopter to gather crates, make sure you still have at least one at the end of the mission, otherwise you won't be able to pick up the secret weapon. There we go, all guns open fire. Oh, watch me, I'm ripping through entire fleets with rapid bursts of explosive shells. So satisfying. Even late in the game, kinetic weapons outclasses laser in my book. The 114mm heavy gun is basically an upgrade in range and firepower from the old 57mm while being just as accurate. However, it has slightly reduced fire rate, as you can tell by the discontinued stream of bullets. It weighs a bit more than its predecessor, but it's still a featherweight compared to standard artillery. I like this weapon a lot, but it has its limitations. The largest of the heavy gun is 155mm, which isn't bad at all, and it's so light in practice you usually run out of room on your deck before you go overweight. The problem is you can only increase your firepower by mounting more turrets. It's not possible to mount multiple guns per turret or to increase the caliber with heavy guns. That's the reason why it fares best mounted in large banks, preferably on carrier or frigates. Avoid using heavy guns on battleship though, ultra large caliber guns are just better, plain and simple. And we have sunk 20 ships, that's one job done. Next, we'll be heading east and start working on those gun batteries. My bombers may prove a helping hand given enough time, but I don't feel like leaving all the fun to the AI. The first couple of guns we encounter are both posted at the tip of two peninsulae heading down Greece mainland. You see all the little crosses on the radar? All of these are batteries. That's a lot of targets actually, but thankfully they are easily destroyed with a few shots. I'd like to clear Crete Island first. There are a few batteries sitting on it and a near base. Closing into Crete triggers a new objective, and we are now tasked to destroy the airbase as well. It should be way back at the island's eastern tip if I'm right. Just follow the trail of aircrafts. Oh, there it is, in the distance. Another thing, notice one of the gun batteries sits on the southern shore. Rather than go around the island, I'm going to use engagement mode. My ship will automatically attack every target in range, even if it's not in direct sight, like this. Oh, there we go, disappear from the radar, quick and easy. Now it's the airbase turn. Alright, no more airstrikes, and another objective achieved. From here on I'll make my way back to the north to take on the last squadron, while busting the batteries dotted across the island on my way. You can go manual or use engagement mode, suits your taste. Just right now I'm taking a look at my radar and I'm happy to see my seekers have done a great job sinking all of the submarines. It's kinda nice and all, but this got me thinking. So far I've always been disappointed by my airplanes. Really, apart from the scouts, none have been up to the job. And that's a real problem in this game. Early pro planes are really crap. They are slow, which leaves them vulnerable to flak batteries, their weapons are feeble and inaccurate, and add to that the fact that early carrier hulls can't embark more than a dozen planes, and you see why I consider carriers subpar in comparison with other vessels. At least that's how things are early in the game, because fortunately carriers fares better later on. It can take a while, but once you unlock advanced jet fighters with accurate and powerful missiles, then you can really start to do some damage. And just wait till you research the Halbert Flying Saucer. Fully equipped with vital capacity and homing laser, those little buggers are pure gold. Anyway, scouts are still effective, mostly because submarines are weak in the first place, I reckon. The only drawback is I wasn't there to pick up the loads left by the subs. Too bad. Oh well, let me just pick that leftover part crate and we're off to engage the third and last squadron. Yeah, those ships aren't much of a threat to me. I guess I could have come here with my cruiser, or even my destroyer, why not? It might have been a better match. I got to tell you guys, I have a dilemma. I want to show you the game from the perspective of a first-time player, to show you what challenge to expect. But meanwhile, I also want to keep my video short and interesting. For that, I must kill my enemies quick, and so I optimize my ship by grinding advanced parts. The problem is my ships end up too good and it destroys the challenge. And I am playing in hard mode, mind you. It's the equivalent of over-leveling in RPG. It's legit, but it kills the challenge. Despite all that, I try my best to reach a happy medium between challenge and the show's imperative. I hope you can still appreciate the game through the way I present it to you guys. Okay, mini rant over, and that was the last hostile in this sector. Now for the grand finale, let's blow this place up! Booyah! All the batteries have been destroyed. Mission accomplished. Before we retreat, I want to collect the map's secret treasure. The crate is held inside a secret land base, which lies on a small island in the northeast corner. I'll meet you there in a second. There it is, it's a minuscule island at the very limit of the map's boundary. Now that I think about it, the base wasn't touched when I arrived, but if you launch bombers like me, there is a small chance they might destroy it middle mission, and the crate would eventually disappear after a while sitting out in the open. So it might be a better idea to come and pick it up before the mission ends after all. Anyway, I got the crate, let's go home now. Looks like our operation to capture Greece is a success. This means the campaign in the Mediterranean is drawing to a close. Last stop, the Suez Canal. Here comes the traditional result screen, and the just as traditional S-Rank award. Maybe I should suck on purpose, just to break the monotony. We get Cluster Missile VLS, an Anti-Sub Missile VLS, Anti-Sub Missile again. RAM stands for Rolling Airframe Missile, it's an anti-air weapon. And a Japanese Sky Hurl in the treasure crate. Oh, and for 500 destroyers destroyed, hahaha, we get the plans for the BB Forward Bridge Delta. Alright, this is the end of the episode. I sure hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please don't miss the next episode of Let's Play Warship Gunner 2. Hopefully coming soon to your inbox. I am Carbengu, thank you for watching.